In a recent Russian-language interview with Adam Zubaira, Khabib Nurmagomedov expressed frustration over what he perceives as a growing trend in the UFC, delaying the title paths of Russian fighters. The former lightweight champion pointed to several names, including Movsar Evloev, Magomed Ankalaev, and Mohamed Mokaev, as examples of athletes being overlooked despite their records and performances. Khabib stated that this pattern has become noticeable in recent years. They didn't give Movsar a shot when he was 9-0. They stalled on Ankalaev too. Then there's the situation with Mokaev. All of it combined definitely gives off the impression that Russian fighters are being slowed down, Khabib said. His comments sparked mixed reactions across the MMA community. Some fans agreed, suggesting that the UFC has indeed been hesitant to push certain Russian athletes into title contention. Others, however, pushed back, arguing that the issue isn't about nationality, it's about marketability. Critics pointed out that some Russian fighters, like Umar Nurmagomedov, have actually been fast-tracked to big fights, arguably due to Khabib's influence. They also argued that the UFC is a business first and foremost, now more than ever since merging with WWE under the TKO group. Fighters who don't connect with the casual audience or generate buzz on the mic often get overlooked, regardless of where they're from. Others brought up examples like Belal Muhammad, Merab Devalishvili, and even Arman Tsarukyan, all non-Russians who were similarly snubbed despite strong performances. Some noted that fighters like Khamzat were being heavily promoted until inactivity slowed their momentum. In short, while Khabib's concerns have some merit, many believe the issue is more about entertainment value than nationality. Whether or not you agree with him, the conversation highlights the ongoing tension between merit-based opportunities and market-driven matchmaking in the UFC. What are your thoughts on Khabib's comments? Do you think the UFC is stalling Russian fighters, or is it all about who can sell the most pay-per-views? In another news, after snapping his two-fight losing streak, Paulo Costa wasted no time calling out Khamzat during his post-fight Octagon interview. With Chimaev preparing for an upcoming contenders bout in Chicago, Costa reignited their rivalry by shedding light on a personal matter during his appearance on the Ariel Helwani show. Costa revealed that years ago Chimaev sent direct messages to his girlfriend Tamara. He texted Tamara saying, "Your man is not man enough," Costa claimed. He even sent her a picture of me and Adesanya, saying, "Look, he likes black men. You should find a better man." Costa went on to share a screenshot of the message on social media to back up his claims. Currently ranked 13th in the middleweight division, Costa knows he'll likely need at least one more win before earning a shot at a top-tier contender like Chimaev, but the rivalry appears to be heating up fast. In another news, Justin Gaethje has opened up about his next potential UFC fight, and he's not backing down from his desire to face newly crowned lightweight champion Ilia Topuria. Despite Topuria's apparent lack of interest in the matchup, having already expressed his preference to fight rival Paddy Pimblett, Gaethje is still pushing for the title shot. Topuria recently dismissed the idea of facing Gaethje, implying the former WSOF champ is no longer relevant in the title conversation. Meanwhile, Gaethje's manager has stated that the highlight may retire if he doesn't get a shot at UFC gold. During a recent fan Q&A, Gaethje was asked directly about facing Topuria. His response was clear. "Yeah, I mean that's the fight I want. Obviously I'm biased. I'm going to fight for what I feel like I deserve." But he feels the same. We're all biased toward ourselves. It's either me or Arman Tsarukyan, and I believe someone has to fight him this year. I think I'm in a better spot than Arman. I hope it's at MSG in New York City. I get to fight him, and then I get to defend it on the White House lawn. That's what I'm planning for. While Topuria versus Pimblett would undoubtedly be a blockbuster bout, the UFC may want Pimblett to earn one more high-level win before getting a title shot. If that's the case, Gaethje could be the frontrunner. Dana White has previously said Arman Tsarukyan needs one more win before earning another title shot, especially after he pulled out of a scheduled bout with Islam Makhachev earlier this year. Tsarukyan was recently asked by Hype FC who would win in a fantasy matchup between a prime Conor McGregor and Ilia Topuria. Tsarukyan picked McGregor, citing his elusiveness and elite distance management. At his peak, he didn't get hit at all. He just didn't let anyone touch him, Arman said. Tony Ferguson, who was part of the same interview, agreed with the take. Ilia seems to be more of a counter fighter. He clipped Charles Oliveira as he walked into it. He throws punches in bunches, but Conor was the same way. More poised, more rangy, carried more power. Honestly, I think he probably would have handled Ilia. So the big questions remain. Do you agree with Ferguson and Tsarukyan? And who do you want to see Ilia Topuria face next? In another news, Khabib Nurmagomedov recently shared his thoughts on Jon Jones and the conversation around his legacy. He emphasized that it's unfair to compare their legacies directly, as they are two very different individuals with different journeys. According to Khabib, there's an important distinction between legacy and achievement, a distinction many people fail to make. Legacy and achievement are not the same, Khabib explained. A lot of people confuse those two concepts. Legacy is when kids look at you and feel inspired by you. While he acknowledged that Jon Jones is one of the greatest fighters ever in terms of athletic ability and success inside the cage, Khabib pointed out that legacy also includes character and personal values, areas where questions still linger about Jones. As a fighter, he's the best, Khabib said. But as a person, when it comes to inspiration, character, and personal qualities, there will always be questions. He specifically addressed the long-standing doping allegations, stating, "Yes, he was caught. That's a fact. And because of that, there will always be doubts." In Khabib's view, Jones reached unmatched heights as an athlete, but legacy goes beyond championships. It's about the impact you leave on people, especially the younger generation. In another news, following his impressive win over Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway is already eyeing his next move, and he's got unfinished business on his mind. In a recent episode of the UFC's About Last Fight video series, Holloway revealed that he's targeting newly crowned lightweight champion Ilia Topuria, as well as former champ Charles Oliveira. Holloway didn't hold back when addressing past comments from Oliveira, who claimed their first fight was affected by an injury. "There's also Oliveira," Holloway said. "I heard he was yapping, saying our first fight was with injuries. He said he had an injury when we fought. Last time I checked, when they did a follow-up and wanted to find out what the injury was, there was no injury report on it. They said he was fine, so I have no idea what the hell he's talking about." Their first meeting in 2015 ended bizarrely, with Oliveira falling in the first round, clutching his throat. It was initially reported as an esophageal tear, but that was later debunked, casting doubt on the severity of the issue. Now, with Oliveira looking to bounce back from a knockout loss to Topuria and Holloway building momentum, a rematch seems inevitable. With both men seeking redemption and title relevance, the fight practically books itself. In another news, Petrov Yan has issued a strong warning to Merab Dvalishvili, making it clear that he believes things would go very differently if they were to meet in the octagon again. Although Yan lost by unanimous decision when the two fought in 2023, he remains confident that a rematch would produce a different outcome. Speaking in a Russian-language interview with Kolos on MMA, Yan explained, "In the first fight, I couldn't show my capabilities. This is a well-reasoned fact. We hope that one more fight will take place. Merab does his job. He has his strong sides which he imposes, but I see that I can defeat him." Currently ranked third in the bantamweight division, Yan is set to face Marcus McGinn. With a win, he could potentially earn a shot at the winner of the highly anticipated bout between Merab Dvalishvili and Corey Sandhagen, which is expected to happen later this year. Whether Yan can overcome Merab's relentless pace and pressure remains to be seen, but the former champion is clearly eager to prove himself once again. In another news, Tom Aspinall recently shared his thoughts on a potential showdown with former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. Although Ngannou is no longer part of the UFC roster, his dominant performance against Cyril Gane has kept fans speculating about how he'd fare against the UFC's current top heavyweights. While the likelihood of the fight happening is slim, Aspinall discussed the hypothetical matchup during an interview with former heavyweight Stefan Struve on UFC on Eurosport. "I think I'm a smart fighter with good fight IQ. I could navigate that danger well. From the outside looking in, I think I'd do well. It's definitely a fight I'd be interested in," he said. The conversation also touched on the recent buzz surrounding Alex Pereira potentially moving up to heavyweight. With Pereira reportedly walking around at 242 pounds, fans have begun to speculate about a possible future clash. Aspinall admitted he's intrigued as well. "Any fight is interesting to me. I don't need much to be enticed into a fight with somebody. The guy and his team know what they're doing on social media. They know how to make headlines, which is good." He went on to say that it's not unusual for bigger light heavyweights like Pereira to bulk up into the 240-250 pound range, and he suspects that the recent attention could just be a bit of teasing. While there's still no official announcement on when Aspinall will next defend his title, he confirmed that his next fight is already signed. In another news, Dustin Poirier has opened up about his health issues following his grueling fight against Max Holloway at UFC 318. After going the full 25 minutes in a hard-fought battle, the former interim lightweight champion revealed on social media that he's hurting. Responding to a fan who asked how he spent his first Monday after announcing his retirement, Poirier said he was getting x-rays and my body checked out. Despite being no stranger to 5-round wars, Poirier acknowledged in an interview with MMA Junkie's Mike Bone that this bout felt different. Reflecting on his performance, he expressed confidence in his decision to leave his gloves in the center of the octagon, signaling retirement. "I think in there I felt like in between rounds talking to my boxing coach I could have taken more chances," Poirier said. "But I was trying to protect myself at the same time, and I've never really fought like that before. I would always put myself in harm's way to land the big shots, and this time I didn't. Maybe that's a sign that the decision I made was the right one. Self-preservation, getting home to my family safe, that kind of thing." On the Ariel Helwani show, Poirier also explained his decision to clinch with Holloway during their final exchange. "What happened was what I thought was going to happen," he said. "He pointed down and we were going to exchange punches, but he was just too fast. I thought we're just going to clinch up, wrestle a little bit. I'm not doing this. I'm not going out like that." Although he came up short in the BMF title fight, Poirier received something even more meaningful afterward, a Best Dad Ever belt from his daughter.